Hey, it's Will with another Tale from the Strange. Today we take a look at the Stanford Prison experiment and how Dr. Philip Zimbardo shaped the way research is now conducted and all the lines he crossed. First, I'd like to tell you what put this on my map and what made me want to choose this topic. I'm currently a college student studying for my degree, and one of my classes is called Deviant Behavior. Not to bore you with all the details about this class, but we study what and how society thinks things are deviant and what makes them so. My professor told us about these experiments by Dr. Bardo and how he tested the average human. We were supposed to go into more detail, but with the recent events of the world, we've switched to online classes. So not having found any closure, I decided to do some independent research. The Stanford Prison experiment was conducted in the basement of Dr. Zimbardo's research lab at Stanford University. The experiment was to test the human mind and perceived power effects. Pretty much seeing if you can give a person power, will they abuse it, and how would they use it. The experiment consisted of 24 male applicants who were tested before to take part of this experiment. The experiment was planned to last for 2 weeks but ended after only 6 days. Participants were paid, and their role was determined with a flip of the coin. Those with the prisoner role was picked up from their homes by real police officers that were in on it and went through an entire booking process before being dropped off at the prison in the research park. After arriving, prisoners would be strip searched and would be given dull gray clothing in which they were required to wear at all times. They also had a chain around their ankle at all times. The prison guards were given a briefing the day before and was told they were not allowed to physically harm the prisoners in any way and was not allowed to withhold food from them. They were dressed in a typical guard attire and given wooden batons. They were, however, encouraged to verbally assault them and only refer to them by their number printed on the front of their shirts. Once the experiment began, it took only till the second day for inmates to revolt and block a cell door by throwing mattresses and other material to block the door. The guards fought back by blowing them with a fire extinguisher to punish these inmates. The guards also devised a plan to make a privileged cell where well-behaved inmates could go for better food and treatment. Within 35 hours, one prisoner had started to act crazy and was really having a crisis. Zimbardo released him without further incident. Guards would make prisoners exercise since they couldn't physically touch them for acting out, and would take away their mattresses and make them sleep on concrete as another form of punishment. After a newly admitted prisoner rose concern about how the prisoners were being treated, guards responded by putting him in a solitary confinement in a dark closet and closed the door, and would constantly hit and yell and berate him. More than half the guards developed a malice behavior to the prisoners, and some were even upset that the experiment was discontinued after 6 days. Prisoners, on the other hand, had internalized their roles and had accepted that they were stuck in their situation. Some even tried to bargain with probation, saying that they wouldn't want to accept their pay. After Zimbardo cut the experiment short, he was met with much criticism for the way he coached the guards and how the prisoners were treated and fed and the lack of hygiene. They were forced to use the bathroom in buckets in the cells, and they were never cleaned out by the guards, and that was another form of the guard punishment. Was he in the wrong for letting it go on like this, or did he just get the results he was wanted for? To save us from going into too many psychological details and more scientific talk, I'll leave you with this today. How do you think you would react to this role? Stay strange.